Right, okay. Here is a video to show you how to play the topspin endbringer rule. So this is a shot that's saved on my iPad. So I'm just going to fast forward and rewind and slow down and zoom in at the parts that are important. So the first thing to note is the ball power and the elevation. Here and here. So basically, for standard shots, you're going to reduce the ball power. So this particular ball is a power 5 ball. So what we would do in that instance is select a power 4 ball. So always use the power ball below the ball that you're using. We're then going to apply maximum top spin. Left or right spin doesn't really matter, only use that. Only play with that if you're trying to avoid sort of glitchy spots to stop the ball sort of stopping dead. So apply maximum top spin and then find, in fact the best thing to do is to find your maximum first, because if you flick over to the thorn or a different club, it'll reduce your top spin. So you can see right there, I've found the maximum. You can see that red line that appears when you hit the club's maximum. So we're going to push up to maximum, and once we've found that, I'm then using the built-in iOS grids and setting, looking at two things in particular. I'm looking at, well, sorry, three things. I'm looking at the ball being on the bottom line, the target being on the top line, and then I'm looking at the position of the pin. So I know a lot of people use grids with rulers and whatever. I just use a simple top line, bottom line, middle line. And then I also use these numbers for reference, because I know that this is 0, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So you can see in this instance, this is 100%, this is 0%, this is 50%, this is 75%. That hole is pretty much exactly at 75%. So what I would do is, to save time, you should always pre-select your ball in Notebook or Caddy and preset your elevation. It will be mentioned in the guide what to play at. So once you've done that, you can see that I'm then setting the slider. So setting the slider to 75% and then adding the elevation. On this occasion, I used minus 15%. So generally, for a flat shot on level ground, you'd be looking at minus 35%. On this, because this is the furthest I can zoom in, if you can't zoom right into your target, it means there's more elevation. Basically, you're playing from a higher spot than you're going to be landing. So because of that, I add elevation, so taking it from negative 35 to negative 15, so that's adding 20% on this one. So we will always tell you in the guide, we will always tell you what to set this to. And on this particular guide, minus 15% P5. But on general plays, if it's level ground, you will be selecting the ball power below and you will set to minus 35. But on this particular hole, we will tell you exactly what to set to. And then you can see based off the grid line measurement, we set the slider to 75, and that gives us an output of 11.4 rings. So making the adjustment of 11.4 rings, and then just taking the shot. And you can see that it's much higher up there, that's why I didn't use minus 35. Taking the shot and getting the drop. So that's how to play the Topspin endbringer rule.